Have you ever had those moments where you look at your bank account, your bills, and you just feel defeated? Like no matter how hard you work, your money seems to always disappear faster than it comes in. That's exactly how I felt. I'm a mom of 3, working a demanding full-time job, just trying to handle daycare pickups and drop-off, groceries, and everything else that life throws at us. And then on top of that, we were drowning in over $200,000 of debt. There were nights that I would sit up after everyone has gone to sleep, just staring at my spreadsheet or my budget, wondering where things were going wrong. I mean, I thought I had did everything right. I went to college, got a degree, I have a good job, and then I make good money, but at the end of the month, there never seemed to be anything left over, and we didn't have a dime saved. Having that amount of debt felt impossible to handle. I told myself, maybe once we make more money, we'll be able to tackle it, or once we're done paying for daycare, we'll have more breathing room. But taking a deep dive into my finances, I knew that something had to change, and soon. So this summer, we made the decision to stop letting our money control us and to take charge of it. From July to September, we've paid down $35,000 of debt. And it didn't just happen by luck or hitting the lottery. It happened because we changed our habits. And we're still on the journey, but we've made a sizable dent in our debt. And for once, it finally feels like we're in control of our money. So today, I'm sharing the 7 habits that we changed to go from feeling overwhelmed and stressed about debt to paying down $35,000 in just 3 months. Starting with the smallest one that helped open our eyes. So let's hop into habit 1, which is downsizing our life. Starting with everyday spending. During the work week, I'd always stop for coffee and a breakfast sandwich on my hour and 30-minute commute to work. It became a daily ritual. I needed my emotional support meal from Starbucks to help me get through that dreaded long commute to work every day. I told myself, it's only $10. But if you think about it, spending $10 a day for 3 days a week is $30 a week, which equates to $120 each month. And that $120 could have easily been going to helping us pay down some of the interest on all of the debt that we have. When I finally looked at the bigger picture, I realized those little treats were keeping us from making good progress. So for us, downsizing wasn't just about the big things. It was about reevaluating the everyday treats, the subscriptions, the small things that add up over the month. Those things quietly drained our progress, and when we got a hold of those, then we started to look at the big things. So habit number 2 was looking at the bigger expenses, starting with our cars. So many Americans have normalized car payments, and not just the small ones. The average car payment this day is about $1,000. And just like everyone else, we thought that that was normal. For my husband, he grew up in a household where 2 car payments was the normal. But for me, growing up, I grew up with a single mom who had a $1,000 beater, and it barely got us from point A to point B. It was unreliable and always breaking down, and that stuck with me. So when I got older, I convinced myself that I needed something newer, something with warranties. That way, I would feel safe. I thought peace of mind came with a car note for a very nice car. But when I finally looked at our budget, I realized that peace was costing us nearly $2,000 a month in car payments, insurance, and maintenance. And that's when we started to focus on the bigger expenses, not just coffee and subscriptions, but the nice car that had nice features and the warranties. So we decided to sell our car, and once it was gone, it was an immediate relief. We were able to get rid of over $900 in car payments, insurance, just by selling one of our cars. The next habit that we developed was paying ourselves last, but on purpose. Before, when payday would hit, I would rush to pay off the bills, grab groceries, and then likely treat my family out to a night out of eating. And then, if anything was left, I would throw that towards debt or savings. And most times, there was never anything left over. So one day, I decided to flip it. I would make it a non-negotiable to pay debt first by making a transfer after every payday. Then we would pay for bills and then savings. It felt small at first, but watching that weekly progress pile up just gave us the motivation to pay off debt even faster. It was addictive to have that visual progress week after week. So we stopped waiting for the perfect time to pay down debt. Paying ourselves last after putting money towards debt first is what helped us build consistency. And the consistency is what changed everything for us. There was a time where I didn't check to see what I already had at home before adding things to the cart. I would go to Target for a simple run for paper towels or storage bins, and then get home and find duplicates of those items in our pantry or our closet. Now, before buying anything, I always ask, what do we have at home that could work? We found unopened cleaning supplies, unused shampoo, snacks hiding in the back of the pantry, and even clothes in our kids' closet that still had tags on them. Shopping our house first stopped so many impulsive buys, and it also made us more resourceful and grateful for the things that we already had. Next is habit 5, which is using every extra dollar with intention. There's a time where every extra dollar would disappear. Bonus checks, refunds, commission, it would all vanish in thin air. When we committed to this journey, we decided that we were going to send every extra dollar towards debt. It didn't matter how small. As soon as it hit our account, we made a payment. We call these small payments debt snowflakes. They melt the debt dollar by dollar, and together they form a snowball. These little extra payments week after week is how we were able to pay over $35,000 in the last 3 months. Habit 6 is changing the way that we talked about money. I used to often use the phrase, "we can't afford that." But that phrase always made me feel small and made me feel like we were constantly behind. So eventually I caught myself and I changed the phrasing to, "it's not a priority right now." That single phrase shifted everything. Same reality, just a different mindset. Like right now, it's not a priority to accumulate a ton in retirement because we're focused on paying down debt. Suddenly, our choices felt empowering instead of being a victim to our debt. Language matters, so saying "not right now" gives you peace over your choices. It frames sacrifice to strategy, and that simple shift in mindset makes it easier to stay consistent. Habit 7 is finding accountability and community. For me, there were definitely days where I wanted to give up, and I felt like if all the sacrifices was worth it. I mean, my money has just been going towards debt, and I'm not seeing it accumulate. But filming Transfer Tuesdays and debt updates on this channel have helped me stay consistent over the last few months. Accountability is everything, because when the motivation fades away, you still have your community to help keep you accountable. Whether that's your partner, your kids, or this community that we've built on YouTube together. Paying off $35,000 in the last 3 months has not been about debt or perfection. It's been about changing habits and using small wins to gain momentum. So if you're just starting your journey, pick one habit and stay consistent with it. And if you want to see the real numbers behind all this progress, make sure you check out my October debt update and watch this playlist, which is a playlist of all the money moves we've been making to pay off debt the last 3 months. And until next time, bye.